All right, everyone, welcome back into another Prize Picks and Underdog video. I say Underdog because we are going to have some esports prop in this one, as well as covering the two discounted squares that we have available on Prize Picks. It's a fun video. Let's get into it. So first, I want to start off with saying we do have some discounted props available, and I would imagine yesterday Prize Picks did not give us the hot dogs I thought we would get. I think that's because they had this planned, and we're probably going to get some 4th of July based discounts as well. I would imagine. Okay, that's just how their marketing department works. That's what gets people excited to play. So we do have this one available as well, these two. So obviously I'm going to be touching on ways to go about attacking using those discounts and hoping that those discounts hit. But I do want to start out with some esports props. All right, so first and foremost, I just want to introduce everyone to the esport part of the Prize Picks Underdog cheat sheet here. And so the whole purpose of this is just going to be comparing where we might be beginning an edge between Prize Picks and Underdog. I have not found a good way to pull in projection-based data for esports. If anyone knows of any good ways for me to pull that in, honestly, let me know, okay? Or like betting odds data as well. Let me know in the comment section below. That is a knowledge base that I don't have. And if I did want to add in here, it would be very costly to do that. The whole purpose of really everything I do is to make fantasy sports information, the cost of it, as low as possible. I hate the idea of people having to pay a lot of money per month, per year to get access to this stuff. So if anyone knows of a cost-efficient way of pulling in projection-based data or odds-based data, by all means, let me know, okay? But right now, with that market being so small, the people that are able to do that, from what I've researched, and I've been researching this for a decent amount, it's pretty cost, okay? And I don't think I want to raise my prices up, okay? But looking at it right now, I do have some projection data in there. It's not the best. It's just kind of there just to see. It's okay. Like it'll do the job that it's supposed to, which is just kind of give us some reinforcement of maybe the bet that we want to be on for that specific category. But just looking at it, I had some props out there this morning, and then also kind of yesterday I had some props out there where it's like this, where the prop line difference, and that's going to be the key factor here, is great. I mean, 3-4 like kills difference here for Valorant is huge. So what we could do is go on Prize Picks, bet the over, and then we go to Underdog and bet the under. Okay, so an example of that would be something like this from yesterday. And I do apologize, guys. I was working on this kind of update all day yesterday. I wanted to come out with a Flex Friday video. I wish I had. It's unfortunate. I ran out some okay ones. I know the bet of the day that I gave out yesterday went 1, 3, and 1. A lot of the hitters hit well. They just didn't get there enough. I wish I would have, in retrospect, just waited a little bit because this would have been probably one I tossed out there as well. But this is an example of betting the less here and then betting the over on Underdog, because these differences are great. We might get lucky occasionally where it meets it in the middle as well. And I think this was a situation where I think this one was like 3.5 on Underdog. Okay, so nice to see in that regard. But that's just one way we can go about doing it. And so this is like something we do in golf a lot, because for some reason or other, there seems to be some big discrepancies there. Well, this seems to be some big discrepancies here as well. We can bet more on Prize Picks for these ones today. This is just an example. And then go to Underdog and bet the lower. And hopefully, you know, the best outcome would be that they'd be in the middle. I mean, 3 is a lot, right? That's a big kill difference. So if we could get lucky like that, that'd be awesome. Okay. So that's just one example of how we can go about using that. I don't know if I exactly want to include those specifically with these. I don't know if I want to do that, but you could. Like, you could run out one stack there, actually. So I know I typically say bet them individually, but if you guys want to run out a stack with, let's say, these two and betting over, I'd be fine with that. And we are getting some other decent ones there as well. This is Prize Picks line minus Underdog. Okay, that's how we're comparing it. If I flip it around, we can see we are getting some discrepancies there as well, where maybe potentially Prize Picks is overvaluing, but we'll see. Okay, so you guys kind of get it. Let's go ahead and get into MLB based props for the day. So on the day, we have one really kind of standout prop, and that's gonna be Tyler Glasnow for over 3.5 hits allowed. Okay, he's projected to get 4. The no vig percentage of this hitting is 54%. So a pretty good prop as a whole for Glasnow. He is someone that is heavily projected to have a good day. Just in general, like fantasy points wise, and I'll get into that in a second, but this is the best one that we're going with. So if you're just searching for like 2 EV based bets, it'd be Glasnow, and then we also have Tyler Anderson for pitcher strikeout props. If you guys wanted to roll with that one as well, you could. The issue that I have with that is that he's only projected to get 3.3. Once again, though, if you guys are just trying to make some EV based bets, It's not a terrible one. And then that's really going to be it for prop bets that we should probably be looking at. We could go with some of these other ones like Hunter Brown. I kind of like as well. Hunter Brown projected to get 6 strikeouts. The PrizePicks line has it set at 5.5. The average Vegas line has it set at 5.64. And they are projecting the over there. So that is one in which I'm probably comfortable using as well. If we're just trying to search for, bets where we're getting an edge on PrizePicks to go with the free, I don't want to say free squares. I don't feel like they're free squares, the discounted squares. Okay. And then we also have, a couple of other decent ones as well. The Toronto pitcher, but now we're starting to get where the over projection is getting lower, right? So I don't know if I exactly want to target those ones, but not terrible there. And then just looking at potential unders, probably not looking at those too much, but let's go ahead and look at like the pitcher strikeout props and whatnot. So yesterday I ended up only running out like literally 5 bets. It was a very low volume day for me, and this is why I'm kind of kicking myself for not doing a second video. I was just busy throughout the day. You guys know how it goes, right? Apologies there though. This is an example of one that was just crazy good in terms of projection-based data, really not favoring these. And they were all like vastly projected to get lower. And I'm bringing that up because I do think that this is the edge that we are seeing here. We have seen kind of the hitting fantasy score props get adjusted. Like PrizePicks has made the adjustments that we thought they would. The only really elite one that we had yesterday was Christian Yelich. Okay. He got the over. So now we might be starting to switch up and get into these pitching fantasy score props. And very rarely will we see them project to get over. Okay. Like that just doesn't happen where they both project to get over. That's not very much going to happen. But I do want to call this out as well. Like those 3 that we had yesterday, these were all like -5 on both regards, where they're projected to get under by -5 and projected to get under Vegas line by -5 as well. So today we don't exactly have that, but we do have Tyler Glass now. And so given the projection, they're saying he's going to get a quality start. He's going to get a lot of strikeouts. He's going to get a win, and he's going to pitch probably 6+ innings. That's what they're telling us here with that projection. And that's why I'm assuming why they would think that he would give up 4 runs instead of 3.5. Or 3, because he's just pitching deep into the game. So it's a risk reward based one here. I don't mind it. Obviously the data kind of likes it. It's a decent one. If we want to roll with that, you can. I haven't decided yet if I want to pull the trigger on that one just yet. I'm not exactly sure. Let's go ahead and look at some hitting fantasy score props. And once again, guys, it's unfortunate. We knew that this would happen, but they have just made these tighter. Okay, they just have. We are going to see that we do have a stacking opportunity here with these 2 though. We got Fernando Tatis and Juan Soto. Okay, yesterday it was a long game. They probably should have been able to get there. They didn't get there, but we are going to see that the PrizePicks line is vastly lower than how they're projected to do and how the Vegas line thinks they're going to do as well. And let's go ahead and pull up the DK Sportsbook odds to show you guys why. So looking at it, this game is projected to be a higher scoring game once again. Okay, so Tatis has been someone that has been, I don't want to say struggling, because yesterday he did get a lot of runs, or he did get, I think it was 7 fantasy points. Obviously 8.5 is a lot, but with a 11.5 over and under run total, like if they're going to be scoring that much, you would expect that to be from their good fantasy producers, Tatis and Soto. So I don't mind that idea there for the Padres players. And so if we look at it, like Soto did have 13 yesterday. He had been someone that had also been struggling. Then if we look at Tatis as well, like I'm encouraged by the 7. Okay, I am. It just really needed one more thing: a run scored, another hit, stolen base, something. But an 11.5 run total, I don't mind the idea of stacking that together. So I do think that those 2 correlate. And if I'm trying to find a prop to go with this one, like Joe Johnson, I'm going to bet that one as well. I might be running out 2 stacks. I don't know, esports one and then the baseball one. I don't like the idea of doing that, but when we look at the board that we have today, it's kind of trying to force our hand into that because we don't have any props that are going to be essentially free squares. Like we have Freddie Freeman, that's okay. We got Christian Yelich, that's okay. And that's really it. Like we have 4 good, and I like the idea of stacking those 2 together. So now let's go ahead and take a peek at some WNBA based props. So WNBA wise, we're not really getting that many elite props just yet as well. It's just not really there. So I'm probably not touching a lot of these. Just full disclosure, don't love them too much. Like I guess the best one would be Brittany Griner here for over points, rebounds, but that feels like we're forcing it a little bit as well. Another okay one would be right here for rebounds. Probably the best one. Vegas has it set as a push at 8.5 rebounds. PrizePicks has the line set at 7.5. Okay. And then projected at 9. If we roll up here, we can see Underdog already has this bumped up to 8. So, you know, not a terrible one, but also does feel like we're kind of forced, right? Like, I don't love that one too much. Then last is going to get into some PGA based props. So just looking at right now, let's sort by prop line difference, see if we are getting any edges there at all. And the only like really good PGA prop that I liked yesterday was Tom Kim for under strokes, and he gave us a little bit of a sweat. Like getting to -4, and then he was -2, and then he ended up at -3 on the day. That was an Underdog one. And it's just like the board has been correct this week. They've been doing a pretty good job of doing that. So it's like, all right, we mentally have to try to find where we think we are going to get some edges. And so one that I don't mind here, and it's going against the data here, would be Aaron Rai for more birdies than Sam Ryder. I think Aaron Rai is going to have a good day, and that's biased because I have him on my betting card at 71. Okay, I think he's a player that just continues to put himself into contention. I just feel like that's eventually going to pay off. I think we could see him have another good round, whereas Sam Ryder, you know, he's more or less just happy to be playing well, so I don't mind that one. That'd be a bet where I wish we could go against Vegas. Like if there's an actual like line out there for that, I would love to bet against that. For what it's worth as well, they have Aaron Rai's birdie or better prop set at 5. I would imagine Sam Ryder's would be at 4.5. So then if we just look at like where we could potentially be getting the best edges, I don't want to bet the over for Ricky Fowler or Colin Morikawa. I don't want to do that. I think they're going to play well enough. Like I don't want to touch that one. I would say the only one once again that I would like would be Aaron Rai here for under 68.5, and then Dylan Wu for under 69. I do like as well. Dylan Wu is someone that was a top 10 stat fit this week. He was someone that had as an outright bet last week because he's been playing some good golf, and he was a letdown last week, but what he's doing this week is no surprise. So I think the 69 that we're getting on Dylan Wu, that's 2 under par, or sorry, that's 3 under par for him to get a push. And given the way he's played this week and given the stat fit, it's not a shock. And so it seems like PrizePicks hasn't adjusted accordingly to that. Now I do want to pull up one other data point there. I want to see kind of what he was expected to do today. So Dylan Wu, yeah, he was on the season. He ranks 59th in the field for round 3 scoring, which is basically middle of the pack. Showdown rank, you know, about middle of the pack as well. And yes, he's due to have a little bit worse of a round is what this is telling us, but not too much worse. Okay, so should be a good play. All right, so for the bet of the day, I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm going about kind of stacking it. And this is a scenario in which if you want to bet the less than on Underdog for these 2 esports props, you could. It'd be kind of a way of hedging this. Okay, we're taking the discounted basketball prop that we're getting here, nice, and then we're going to pair it with the 2 esports props that seem to be undervalued on PrizePicks. And then once again, I'm going to run out this stack as well. I think that correlates together. If you want to run them out individually with this, you could. I think there's a better likelihood if one of both of them get in there, I should say. But I don't mind the idea of running them out separately as well. You're kind of hedging then in that regard. And then I would be comfortable just running these 3 out as well with the discounts that we have today. Okay. Once again, run those out individually. But that's all for today's video. Hopefully you guys have a good slate today. Let's get into the green for the week, for the start of July as well. All right, let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.